Hello there. Good morning. Nandito pa rin tayo sa due diligence guide before buying a real property in the Philippines. We are still under guide number 3, itong Know the Seller. Now, ang topic, isa sa mga tagapagmana or heir ayaw ibenta ang lupa. Anong pwede natin gawin if one of the heirs will not agree to sell the property, especially if ang property na na-inherit nila is an indivisible property like a house? Kasi marami sila, 5, 6, paan lahahatiin yun? So, the majority decided to sell the house para i-divide ang proceeds. But one of the heirs refuses to sell. Yan po ang mga usual problems na encounter nating mga real estate service practitioner. Okay? Yan ang ating topic for today. Kung baguhan pa ho kayo sa channel na ito, huwag niyo na pong kalimutan mag-subscribe, like, and share. At saka pindutin nyo na rin yung notification bell natin for future updates. Let us start with knowing what do you mean by heirs. Bakit heirs and what are their rights? Now, itong mga tagapagmana or heirs, they inherit from their ascendants by operation of law. Kasi, sa picture natin, pagkamatay, automatic, sabi ng batas, kayo nang may-ari na iniwan ng inyong mga magulang. By operation of law, you have no choice. You can choose your friends but not your relatives. That is the rule. So, ang tawag dito is forced co-ownership. Yan, forced co-ownership ang tawag. Ngayon, pwede kayong, ang heirs, pwede mag-inherit ng indivisible properties katulad nitong house. Indivisible, from the word itself, hindi pwede i-divide. Or pwede ring divisible properties like land, yung cash sa bank account ng mga magulang ninyo na naiwan, no? So, let us create a story. Here are the heirs. Yung kanina, nakapambahay na sila ngayon, no? So, the name is Anne, Bea, Kat, and Dottie. Then they inherited 1 hectare agricultural land at saka 200 square meter lot with house. So we know for a fact that 1 hectare land is a divisible property, whereas 200 square meter lot with house is an indivisible property. But they are okay. They are in agreement. Wala silang problema, no? They are in agreement. So, simple lang gagawin nila dito. They have to prepare an extrajudicial settlement with partition agreement. They have to settle the estate of the deceased, mga parents nila, because they have to pay the estate taxes. Kaya nga, sabi nga ni Benjamin Franklin, if there is one thing certain in this world, it's debt and taxes. Okay? So, of course, you have to get the services of a professional. Lapit kayo sa isang lawyer na notary public so that he could prepare this extrajudicial settlement with partition agreement. Ngayon, ang next step mangyari is that for purposes of this partition agreement, mag-hire tayo ng geodetic engineer. So kung merong kilala sila, Anne, Bea, Kat, Dottie na geodetic engineer, mas better para maka-discount sila. Or sometimes, the lawyer notary public, they will also prefer a geodetic engineer kasi may mga kilala rin yan sila. Now, what will the geodetic engineer do? Of course, the geodetic engineer will now subdivide the property. So here in this example, we have divided it into 4 parts, no? Lot 1, 2,500 square meters, same as lot 2, lot 3, and lot 4. This can be divided because this is a divisible property. Land is a divisible property. And now they have also agreed, sino may-ari nitong lot 1, lot 2, lot 3, lot 4. Okay? Sabi niya, kay Ann ang lot 1, ang lot 2 kay Bea, ang lot 3 kay Kat, ang lot 4 kay Dottie. Now, from that very moment, pwede na ba kayong magbili ng property? Yes, because na-identify na po kung saan dyan ang kay Ann, kay Bea, kay Kat, kay Dottie. Supposing only one of them will sell. Sabi ni Ann, ako lang ang magbenta, gusto ko magbenta ng property. So, all you need to do is to get the narrative technical description from the geodetic engineer. Kasi each this subdivision or subdivided lots, meron yan silang narrative technical description. You can even ask for an advanced technical description from the geodetic engineer and use that as a basis na ilalagay mo doon sa deed of sale. Yun po ang technical description na bibilin. It's a portion of a portion of the 1 hectare property. Pwede yan. Of course, ang trabaho ng geodetic engineer hindi mag-stop dyan. No? They will also present the subdivision plan, even the technical descriptions doon sa Bureau of Lands, the Land Management Services ng DNR for approval. Kasi the moment it's approved, yan ay yung gagamitin po natin para mag-file tayo ng petition for splitting of title with the Registry of Deeds. Okay? So, take note that kailangan mag-agree muna sila Ann, Bea, Kat, and Dottie kung saan ang kanilang areas. Because even if nagkaroon na ng subdivision survey and they have not yet entered into an agreement or a partition agreement, it's still collective ownership. Ibig sabihin, if you purchase one subdivided lot, everybody must consent. Okay? Take note of that. So how about itong indivisible house? Well, of course, the heirs, itong 4 na magkapatid, pwede nilang sabihin na hindi namin ito ibenta, we'll make this as our ancestral home. Usually, ganyan yan eh. But if they wish to sell it, you could also purchase it. Take note that if they sell everything to you, for example, itong house, tapos second itong land, tapos lahat talaga ibebenta nila, huwag mo na ipasubdivide. Unless you needed really a subdivision. Huwag mo na ipasubdivide para hindi na magasto. So, you just can purchase it from the heir. So, ang mangyayari niyan, it would be extrajudicial settlement with deed of absolute sale. Okay? Ang ginagawa ko as Northern Republic, sinaseparate ko yung extrajudicial settlement at saka ang sale transaction. Separated yan para hindi magulo. Unahin ko muna ang settlement ng estate, tapos kung may partition, isabay ko na doon, pero ang sale transaction is a separate document. Ngayon, so paggawa ng extrajudicial settlement plus ng partition agreement plus yung deed of sale, we will be discussing that in a separate video lecture. Madali lang yan. May gawa natin ng mga steps, no? For all of you to understand. So, with that, as a buyer, you could enter now into what we call a sale agreement. Sabi ko sale agreement kasi pwede kasing contract to sell. Baka kasi hindi full payment, installment sales, di ba? Tapos baka meron kayong conditions. Baka meron kayong... Pero kung full ownership kagad or yung full sale, it's what we call deed of absolute sale. So sabi ko sale agreement kasi iba-ibang klaseng agreement ang pwede nyo i-enter with respect to this property. Alright. Now, let us go now to another scenario. The same heirs, itong si Ann, Bea, Kat, and Dottie. And they inherited 1 hectare agri-land and 200 square meter lot with house. The problem now is that they are in disagreement. Ito na yung tanong natin kanina. The 3 of them wants to sell, pero sabi ni Ann, ayaw ko. Or, hindi naman nila ibebenta talaga lahat, pero hindi nila alam paano hatiin. Nagkakagulo ba? Mayroong mga issues that would say that Sabi ni Ann, I should own the 1 hectare land, tapos sa inyo na yung 200 square meter lot with house. Bakit naman ganun? Sabi ni Bea, Kat and Dottie. Kasi ako nag-alaga sa parents bago sila namatay. Kayo, saan man kayo? Busy kayo sa mga lakwat sa ninyo. Sabi naman ni Dottie, no, I am the eldest. Under tradition, ako dapat ang mag-choose kung anong ownership ko. Tsaka hindi dapat ibenta yung share. Maraming issue. Sabihin niya, oh no, I am the bunso. Sabihin naman ni Bea. I should be the one to be given that, because ako ang favorite ni Papa at ni Mama. Marami pong mga issues that we really need to discuss and understand what is good, what is fascinating about this real estate transaction is that each and every transaction is a different transaction. Iba-ibang facts, iba-ibang issues, although ultimately with one same goal is either to own the property, to sell the property later on, to mortgage, to lease, etc., etc. Pero iba-ibang facts, no? Because iba-ibang characters and iba-ibang tao ang kausap natin. Alright, so they are in disagreement. Wala tayong choice but to go to court and file judicial settlement and judicial partition. Sabi nga nila, as much as possible, iwasan po daw natin yung mag-file ng judicial settlement and judicial partition. Kasi magkakaroon ng bagong heirs. Yung abogado, kasi malaki ang singil. Joke lang ha. Alright. Now, geodetic engineer ang kailangan pa rin. So what will the court do is to appoint a commissioner. Ang court na ang mag-appoint ng commissioner. And the commissioner will be required to, of course, subdivide the property into 4 equal shares. Kasi 4 man sila. Tapos, nandiyan na si Lot 1, Lot 2, Lot 3, and Lot 4, all at tag 2,500 square meters each. This is a divisible property and therefore can be subdivided. The question is, nasabit na ngayon ng geodetic engineer support. Your Honor, ito na po yung subdivision plan. And I'm already going to send it to the Bureau of Lands, Land Management Services for approval nitong itong subdivision, subdivided lots ng subdivision plan. Sabi ng court, okay, tawag niya sila Ann, Bea, Kat, and Dottie. Oh, baka gusto niyo magpili kung saan ang sa inyo dyan. Baka pwede ito man lang ipag-agrihan ninyo kung saan man ang sa inyo dyan. Sabi ni Ann, ay gusto ko yung lot 1. Lahat gusto sa lot 1. Bakit? Kasi katabi ng SM. Mas maganda ang value. Ay, hindi akin yan kasi ako ang bunso. No, I'm the eldest. Sabi ng isa, no, I'm the favorite. Hindi, ako nag-take care kila mama at papa. Gumastos ako. Kayo wala kayong pakialam. Yun. So kamot ang ulo ng judge. Anong ba gagawin niya? Tao lang. Wala namang batas na nagbibigay ng discretion sa judge na to choose who among them. Wala ring batas na nagsasabi na kapag favorite ka, pag eldest ka, pag bunso ka, or ikaw nag-alaga, is that ikaw ang may priority sa pag-choose ng area. Parang first choice ka. Hindi, walang ganun eh. So, ang gagawin po ng judge, hindi kayo magkaintindihan. O, ito, gagawin natin. Take note. Yun. Magra-raffle po. Yes, that's true. Raffle ang gagawin. Kasi, wala eh. Walang choice. How could the judge determine kung kanino mabilong si Lot 1 na pinag-aagawan nila dahil tabi nga ng isang malaking establishment at mahal ang value? So, the moment ma-determine after raffle kung sino may-ari. For example, Lot 1 went to Ann, Lot 2 went to Bea, Lot 3 went to Kat, and Lot 4 went to Dottie. And then, magkakaroon din ng kanya-kanyang technical description. Yan. Yan ang mangyayari. So, magkakaroon ng order and judge for that particular purpose that in this particular case, yun na ang partition nila, and later on will be the subject of distribution. Take note, sandali pala, yung narrative technical descriptions, kunin din natin sa geodetic engineer pa rin yan. Now, how about dun sa indivisible property na house? Yan. Paano ibenta? Sabihin naman ni Judge, sandali, pwede ba kayong maging co-ownership niyan kahit konting respeto na lang sa magulang nyo, mag-co-owner na lang kayo niyan, gawin yung ancestral home. Ano ba? Kasi the judge could also mediate. Hindi naman yan sila mag-judge kung what is fair, reasonable, and equitable. They could also mediate for the best interest of the parties. No? As long as they agree and it is not against public policy, morals, contrary to law, or customs. Pwede yan. O sige, pag-usapan nyo, baka pwede kayo. Sabi naman ni Ann, hindi, dapat akin lang yan nga. Kasi judge, ako ang nag-take care. Wala nga pong batas na nagsasabi ng ganyan. Either you own that in common or you donate that to one person. Unless si Bea, si Kat, tsaka si Dottie sabi, sige, bibigyan namin yung kay Ann, edi execute tayo ng conveyance or donation in favor of Ann. But suppose they would not agree because they want also to have a share or a piece of the cake. Paano yan? So, left with no choice, ang gagawin ng judge, ganon, hindi na naman kayo magkaintindihan, itong gagawin natin. Benta natin para ang proceeds dyan, paghahatian ninyo. Diyan po. So, ang mangyayari niyan is that pwede kayo mag-enter into sales agreement dito sa bagay nito itong indivisible house. As long as, remember that the decision on the judicial settlement and judicial partition of the property has become final and executory. No appeal made, no motion for reconsideration, naglapse na sa 15 days, and yun na, meron ng entry of judgment, and therefore, you could come in and say, can I buy that? Because yan proceeds to i-divide, okay? Tapos can I buy one of the lots dun sa divisible area? And that is how, no? Kaya nga, tanong ng mga kaibigan ko ng mga brokers, they said, bay, ayaw magbenta ng isa. Sabi ko, di mag-judicial partition kaya push mo ang issue ng judicial settlement and judicial partition. Pero the very important thing is that invite them for a conference. Or kung ikaw po ang buyer, invite them for a conference. Maybe in front of a lawyer, sa lawyer ninyo. Usapan ninyo doon, sabi nyo, pwede pag-usapan. Kasi i-explain din ng lawyer, alam nyo, ang kakahinatnan po, the same lang po sa extrajudicial settlement at sa judicial settlement. Pag hindi ko po kayo magkakaintindihan kung kanino, paano nyo pag-partition ng property, rarapol din nyo ng court. Tapos yung indivisible property, i-force din yan siya to sell para ang proceeds niyan is paghahatian ninyo. Ganun lang din po yun. So it's better po yung extrajudicial kasi hindi na tayo magpunta sa korte. Napag-usapan natin. Unlike doon sa judicial is mag-hire pa kayo ng lawyers. Kung 4 kayo in agreement, nag-iisa-isa kayong lawyers. So 4 kayo na heir, 4 na lawyers, parang 4 din na heirs ang nadagdag. So, ganun po, no? So, we have to know all these things. Kaya nga, sabi natin is that you have to conduct due diligence, no? It is the investigation or exercise of care that a buyer is normally expected to do before entering into a real estate transaction with the seller. Take note po, this kind of seller, itong heirs, remember that I am assuming here in this video that they are all the heirs. Iba po yung usapan kapag hindi na-declare lahat ng heirs. Kasi itong 4 na ito, sa lahat ng disagreement nila, isa lang ang agreement nila, hindi natin isali yung illegitimate child doon ni Papa. Kasi para tayo lang maghahati nito. Yan ang delikado because meron palang omitted heir. O merong utang deprived creditor yon. So, yun po ang pagkakaingatan nyo. Kasi nga, baka kasi ma-question ang sale transaction and it can be invalidated later on. Don't worry, we will be discussing that extensively in a separate video lecture kasi medyo masalimuot ang issues na yun. No? Kasi maraming pwedeng magreklamo, yung deprived creditor, yung omitted heir. Pag-usapan natin yun. Okay? So, sa due diligence natin, we have already discussed the proof of ownership. Tapos na tayo sa know how to verify a land title. Itong know the seller, ito yung guide pa rin natin na pinag-usapan. Dami pa kasing mga issues dito kung the kind of sellers, no? And conduct ocular inspection and know the taxes and legal expenses and find a real notary public. So, next time, we will be discussing still under guide number 3, but this time, it's very interesting sa mga live-in partners na naman tayo. Okay? So, again, I would like to say thank you and muchas gracias and hope to see you again some other time. Bye! Oh, you're still there. Bye-bye.